Hello, my name is Kylie Hill, and my senior project is Student Wrangler. It is a student management software that is for the STEM Outreach Center at Utah Tech University. Currently, we keep all of our check-in data and all of our student information on Excel spreadsheets, and Excel spreadsheets are lame. We don't like them. They are super inefficient. They keep data just fine, but they're not great in the long run. So I created Student Wrangler to put check-in data, student information, and class information all in the same place with relational data structures and with a lot of JavaScript involved. So we're going to log in using Jessica Davis's login. We're going to log in. This kicks us over to Student Wrangler's check-in system. Sure. So in this case, Cora Davis is 0002. So we're going to do 0002 and try to check in Cora Davis. But we can't because there is no class for Cora scheduled today. So we're going to go take a look at the class data. In the class data, we have all of the classes ordered in alphabetical order. And if we take a little bit of a look, Cora is in Lego Engineering, and Lego Engineering is only taught on Tuesday, and the day that I'm recording this, it is Wednesday. So in this case, we would want to either add Cora into a class, or we would want to say, oh, sorry, you don't have a class today. It's actually on Tuesdays, so it was yesterday. But in this case, we are going to put Cora into a class that is taught today, and that class is Intro to Robotics. So we're going to add Cora using this pop-up, and we're going to add her ID, which is 0002. This adds Petra into that class so that if she wants to check in for that class today, if she was registered and we just missed it, we fixed it, we're good. We're going to go back to check in and check her in. So we're going to go 0002, check in. And it works because she is now in a class that is taught today. So we're going to move on to student data. The student page has all of the student information, and it's mostly for the person that is sitting at the checkout desk, check-in desk. But here I can just write Petra, and she pulls right up. So this makes that a lot easier for me to just beep bop boop into my phone and call her up. With that, we can also see all of the data that is being displayed for each student. We have their ID, we have their name, the classes that they are enrolled in, and their parent name, their email, the parent's email, and the parent's phone. Now, if something were to happen when the creation of that student was made, and we can just hit this edit button, change that information, and submit it, and it changes that information. To demonstrate that, I'm going to put a capital T on Tiffany Doling. Tiffany Doling is my mother. So, seeing that you can see that, it changed the T, and if I do it again, it also changes the D. So we're going to add a student. Today we're going to be adding Jessica's youngest. His name is Beckett. So we're going to add Beck, is for short, Davis. Oh goodness. And we're going to put him into Intro to Robotics. But we're also going to add him into another class, and it's going to be Junior STEM. This allows them to be in multiple classes in a semester, so that there's not a duplicate of a student. So we're going to put Jessica Davis as the parent name. Oh, Davis. We're going to put Jessica Davis's email, which we're just going to do as jessica@gmail.com. And then we're going to put a parent phone number, and we're just going to do all two. So 222-222-2222. So we're going to add that, and it gives us a little pop-up saying that the student was added successfully. We're going to say okay, and we're going to go back to our students. And Beckett will be there, or Beck, it will be in the students with those classes and all of the correct information. So we're going to go over to our classes page. this classes page is another one of those staple pages that are going to be used a lot. This has all of the class information and every student that is in that class. So, Intro to Robotics is taught by Mr. Johnson in the gym on Wednesdays from 4:30 to 5:30, and it is in the spring. This is also where you add students and delete students if they have already been a student that has been created. So, in this case, we have Kylie, which is me, and she is in junior STEM, but she ended up being too old for junior STEM, so we need to remove me in this class. So we're going to remove this student from the class, and it is just as easy as clicking that button. And you're probably thinking, well, maybe I want some double confirmation, which I would agree with you, but adding a student is also very easy. All you have to do is put in their student ID into this pop-up, and it adds me right back in there. So the data is so easy and important. If a student is created, I don't have to recreate all of them. They can just be in the system for as long as they need to be. Also, if the class teacher changes, say Mr. Smith is no longer teaching this class, we can change it to Mr. Johnson. Sorry if you can hear my brother. So we're going to submit that, and it is going to be changed on here, and we're also going to reload my page to see if it stayed, and it did. So Mr. Johnson also now teaches junior STEM on Mondays in the gym. We're going to try to export some data now. So that was a really important thing that Jessica wanted me to do, is she wanted me to be able to export data for grant writing purposes to send them to the Boys and Girls Club, which is somebody who pays for our AmeriCorps positions, etc. So we're going to try to export some data. So we're going to click export on the students page, which is going to take us to this handy dandy export class data. This is where we can either export all class information, or we can export just one class's information. Today we're going to export, let's do Intro to Robotics, and we're going to export it to a CSV. The next page is the help page, which I have found is very, very important. I have not so tech savvy administrators over at the STEM Center, so it has to be written out verbatim, very, very precise instructions. So I wrote this help page for my technology challenged friends over at the STEM Center. So one of those things being how to check in students, how to view or edit student info, how to manage classes, and how to export data, the most important things on this webpage. It has been really fun, and I really enjoyed doing all of this and had a great time. Now I'm going to switch over to the back end of everything, the not so pretty VS Code. Getting a student. This is that really fun select statement that I was talking about. So we have student's ID as student ID, and so on and so forth. But the next thing was classes. So I had to coalesce and JSON group the classes ID and get the class names for that, so that the students can have their classes shown on the students page. And this was all from students, but I had to left join on class students for the class ID with the student ID, and then the same thing for the classes ID. A really gnarly, fun SQL select that I used twice, I believe. Yes, one for getting classes as well. And when you add a class, we have a fun update for when students are added into classes as well. This is a fun one as well, the class student logic and select. It had to have all of the classes information, but it also had to have an array of all students with all of their information in it as well. So it's just a really fun left join as well as a array that grabbed all of that student information so that it can be displayed on the classes page. But I'm really excited to use it this summer, and I think it's going to be really, really, really helpful and make everything so much more efficient. But that is my project. Let me know if you guys have any questions, and can't wait to see you next semester.